The Parabolic Bull Run starts now, everybody. We have ETH above $4,000. We have Bitcoin above $70,000. We're going to look at some alts. We're going to identify the next trend. And then me and Josh are going to tell our stories over the weekend. All good things. We went to a web conference. It was fantastic. And we heard the alpha. And I'm here to share with you today. Time to discover crypto.
Capital flight is coming to the United States. The dollar is going to zero.
And that's what makes Bitcoin so special.
You have to have gone through a couple cycles to understand.
Once the price is able to clear this level, the breakout is on its way.
This is your indication to jump in now.
We just got back from Orlando. We had a great time. We were talking to industry experts. We were on stage. We were giving a talk, and we heard some insight from some insiders, including, I talked to George from Cryptos R Us. He shared with me a pretty good meme coin play. I'm going to share with you if we can hit, I think, 420 likes, because it's a meme coin, and so we got to get to 420. If not, I'll just share tomorrow.
First, guys, smash the like button. $72,000 Bitcoin. I mean, waking up that today, we just drove. I was groggy. I slept in. I was supposed to get up for an early pre-sale today with our community. And I just was like, I'm going to sleep all the way through. Saw 100% on that. Saw over almost 150% on CeeLo. And then I go on CoinMarketCap. Actually, CoinGecko. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I don't use CoinMarketCap. No. But $72,000 Bitcoin, guys. This is absolutely insane looking at the screen. What else do we see in $4,000 Ethereum?
Yeah, let's just go straight to the charts here. $4,036 for Ethereum. That is just looking fantastic. It is up 15% for the week, 62% for the month right there. Looks just fantastic. BNB also up above 60%. However, Solana's looking good. It's up 3%. It's only up 37%. And when you compare it to ETH, you compare it to BNB, it doesn't look as good, but it does look compared to XRP. XRP is up almost 20% for the month. But it is still green today. It's up 1.5%. Cardano up 1.9%, along with Dogecoin. But Avalanche is just saying, hold my beer. I am up 14% today, trying to break into the top 10, saying, move over, you stupid meme coins. I'm going to be the quality project here. Polkadot is also up 6%. I feel pretty good making a video about that last week. It's up 52% just in the past month there. Polygon had a very, very hot couple days. It's actually pulled back a little bit. It's down 0.7%. Uniswap, still a top 20 coin. It's just looking great. Near Protocol, 20% today. That's also just an incredible gain. We got to see who are the big gainers. Who are the top gainers? Everybody hit that like button. And I heard if you hit the like button, you teleport your biggest bag to the top. I don't know how it works. I think it's science, though. No, it is Theta Network. Theta is up 25%. Floki.
Wow.
The memes are still not done. Floki is up 23%. Near Protocol up 20%. Avalanche. Pith Network is now a top 100 coin. We feel good about that. I accumulated a small bag, but not nearly enough. Did you guys get enough Pith?
Yeah.
Did you get enough Pith?
I bought a shitload like 2 months ago.
Did you? Wow,
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, good job. So what made you pull the trigger on Pith?
I mean, it's Solana Chainlink. So if you're going to have real world assets and you want some big money flowing in, that's it.
All right, $20 super chat. Good morning, boys. How are y'all ready to make some money this bull run, folks? We're all making some money. Josh just shared his CeeLo call is way up. I live bought a coin. I think it was Thursday or Friday. I bought live. I went ahead. I DCA'd. I bought some Arrow. Arrow had pulled back. We said, folks, this is a good coin. I'm looking at it. I just want to see, where is Arrow today? I see someone in the chat. Someone keeps, let's take off with Arrow, says B Wood. Wow, 28%.
Wow.
I looked at, I just pulled up Coinbase. When I bought, it was 41 cents. So we are up 50% in a handful of days. So these are a good time. This is the 7-day chart right here. This is the 1 month chart. Pullbacks for quality projects are meant for buying, folks. So Josh, anything, go ahead and take a little victory lap too.
I know, I gotta take a victory lap. I accidentally zoomed in on the chat, so it's like I gotta reset it real quick. But CeeLo, guys, $1.70. If you click on the top 200, this is about to break the top 100. We called it at about 78 cents on the channel. If you guys are subscribed and you have those notifications on, you wouldn't have missed it. But yeah, what a victory lap here today. We're up like roughly 150%. Took the profits, scraped out all the initials and some. And now we're letting the rest ride. It's all house money at this point, and what a beautiful week. Starting off the morning, guys, with an extra 10K in the pocket. I mean, Can't
love
feel
it.
any better.
All right,
Can't feel
feels
any
good.
better.
Feels good. Now there are some losers. Not every coin is green. Okay, there's like 5, there's 6, there's 7 or so that are red. Is your coin in the red coin? Well, if you didn't hit the like button, I assure that it is. I assure you it is. Ribbon Finance is down 7.4%. Whiff is down 5.7%. But I mean, when you look at the monthly gains there, it kind of makes a
Amazing.
little sense. Flare is down. That flame is extinguishing, it looks like. It is down 3.4%. Axie Infinity also down. And Tron is down. It often goes the opposite direction of Bitcoin, so not too surprising there. Mana is down. Had a pretty good month or so, but it looks like a little bit of a pullback in the graph. A lot of AI coins pumped, and then I guess people were like, wait a minute, I know Graph's not an AI coin, so it pulled back as well. And Beam is down, but the B-Cat, the Banana Cat team, I think it's just, wow, it's up 31%.
Hey, Easy.
Good job, y'all.
Go to CoinStats website and look at what they changed the Bitcoin logo to.
CoinStats website. All right, so I'm gonna type it in now. CoinStats
It's live. It's a risky live Google.
All right. Well, it's coinstats.app, right?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
We're
I
gonna
have the
find
app on my
out.
phone.
We are gonna find out.
Can you go to like markets?
Portfolio tracker, connect portfolio now. Maybe
Can't see the
not. I
markets?
might be in the wrong one. This is probably just someone
that's it. That's it. I guess they won't let you check the markets.
Yeah, they want me to like sign in and everything.
That's a
Yeah,
bummer.
they're trying to. I'm not logged in. I'm not
Only
logged in.
app?
Security number, email
Yeah.
address,
All right,
house
folks. Let me
address,
type in my social.
Yeah.
Here's my driver's
can you
license
do that?
number.
seed
Yeah.
phrase.
So they actually changed it to a crying bear.
A crying bear. That's good. That's fitting. It's fitting. It makes a lot of sense here because there's a lot of bears that are just in pain right now, weeping. They're
Do
in
people in
disbelief.
chat even follow bears anymore? Like, if you're still following someone that's shorting the market, I am sorry for you. Like, I'm just not going to hold back and say, you know what? It's good to get a second perspective. I mean, the people that are calling for 3K, 9K, 12K, 15K, 25K, 35K, you get the point, you get the picture. We're just hitting new all-time highs before this Bitcoin halving. It is more bullish than ever and leads us into an $800 million purchase from MicroStrategy. I don't know if you saw this on the chart. It is the thumbnail today of Michael Saylor in the shower, raining himself with all of this Bitcoin, cleaning himself with that bar of soap. $800 million. How do you feel about this, DZ?
I feel pretty good. It reminds me of Dune. You have to wash yourself by rubbing sand up your crack. And so, if at that point, you can just rub yourself with sats and you'll emerge like a being made of essence. Yeah, you float, you levitate, you turn into Satoshi. It's weird. But they're selling $800 million of debt to buy more Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin passed $72,000. Announced today it's completed its previously announced offer. Senior notes due on 2030. And the net proceeds are going to be used to buy $782 million worth of Bitcoin. They announced approximately about 12,000 Bitcoin worth with 821 million between the 26th of February and the 10th of March. And so they're just not done, folks. They said they obtained this cash from proceeds for the sale of bonds and $40 million in excess cash. So another 12,000 Bitcoin in the coffers now, getting closer and closer to that coveted 1% of $210,000. He's really, he's knocking on the door of, oh, wait, no, he just passed it. So he did pass it. It's 205. So that puts him above 5K Bitcoin from 1% of all the Bitcoin in circulation. Is that unhealthy, would you say?
I mean, look, at least it's MicroStrategy. And, Michael Saylor is going to do what's best for his company, and that is pumping Bitcoin's bag. So, there is going to be centralization aspects to this. It's insane to even think about. He has more than the circulating supply. But luckily, this is someone that is starting a Bitcoin development company, and is why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin Layer 2s. I see a lot of people in the chat spamming ords right here. CeeLo, you guys have been in these projects. We've been seeing 300, 400, 500% gainers. I am expecting to see a lot of this money he's made just flow back into Bitcoin's ecosystem. And this is essentially the next era of traditional finance. So guys, this isn't, your JP Morgans anymore. We're moving towards this world of digitalization, and we got a lot of articles to break down today, which is why you got to smash the ones in the chat, guys. I want the ones in the chats for people that are in profit, making money watching this channel, guys. Let me see who is up right now today. Get excited, hit those ones. Yeah, I think this is really good for the overall industry.
Yeah, it's good for the overall industry, but that industry is taking the place of another industry. Bitcoin just knocked off an asset, and it got down. It is silver. Silver is down.
Whoa.
We have silver bugs are they're in disbelief right now. These are the
So
top
is Normac
10
in chat.
assets.
Speaking of disbelief.
Number 10, number 10 we have Meta. Number 9 is silver, and now Bitcoin is number 8. And then you go all the way up. Gold is going to be number 1. $15 trillion market cap for gold Right now, Bitcoin is only at 1.3. So we still got a 10x for Bitcoin to hit gold's market cap. And remember Bitcoin reaching gold's market cap. Remember those numbers were $500,000 Bitcoin when gold was cheaper. And then gold had a little pump. Then it became a $600,000 Bitcoin. Now we're looking at over $700,000 Bitcoin if Bitcoin were to take gold's dominance for all assets there. But the question is, if Bitcoin becomes the most valuable asset, does gold plummet? Or can Bitcoin be the most valuable asset and gold is still above 2K an ounce?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to see gold disappear whatsoever. But, people, I think we're going to go back to some gold standard, just going to be further from the truth, because gold is massively centralized on a geographic scale. It's controlled by very large first world nations. You're going to be primarily the United States, China, Russia says to have a stack as well. But there's also like new breakthroughs we're starting to see. In fact, there is trillions of dollars worth of value in gold found in, I believe, Nigeria most recently. Bitcoin is decentralized on a global scale. Any country can utilize this. El Salvador was bashed on by the World Economic Forum, the IMF, for years, saying that you're going to ruin your economy. Now, President Nayib has came out and finally been like, hey, we were right. They're up 76% or $76 million on their investment for their Bitcoin purchases. Their crime rate is down by 95%, absolutely crushing it as a leader in that country, and is now even starting to step in and be like, Haiti, I don't know if you guys saw in chat, Haiti is being overthrown right now. The president is gone. There is complete chaos erupting from these areas that have seen massive inflation and money printing from a centralized authority that were controlled by other institutions. And it's very ironic, not ironic, it's quite clear that when you see people like the Clintons visiting these areas and completely wrecking them and enforcing them into some crazy debt cycle, that we need change, and that change is Bitcoin.
Well, no, the foundation will rebuild. They poured billions there, so we can see the billions, right? You go there, you can see the billions.
Look,
or does it look like billions weren't spent there and maybe pocketed?
There's billions of pieces of rubble from the complete chaos breaking out, and everything she touches seems to break.
I'll say this. The footage I've seen, it doesn't look like billions have been sent there. It looks like maybe billions was siphoned from there.
Maybe to the president, that's how he got out. He took his 300-foot yacht to Costa Rica.
He must have had Bitcoin then, because that gold would have weighted down. All right. Let's, good job on everybody on the arrow. If you jumped in with us. So we're all in profit. Feels pretty good, everyone. All right. Well, what are the whales doing? So Bitcoin is up. You got to start worrying about whales. You got to start worrying about selling pressure. We have the data. We're looking on chain, and we have an article right here. Bitcoin whales are holding steady amid the rally, and now $90,000 target is in sight. During the impressive rally that pushed the price beyond 70K, the number of whales are not in a hurry to sell. And if anything, the whale population is increasing. This pod is growing, with the number of unique addresses with at least 1,000 climbing to 2,100 as of March 7th. Still falls below the peak of 2,500 in February 21 when it was trading above 46,000. The growth and the number of large holders partly attributed to the success of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which now saw over $52 billion in cumulative trading by March 4th. Fundamental demand is still robust, partly fueled by the United States ETFs. The IBIT, for example, experienced record daily inflows, $788 million last week.
Wow.
And with the price potentially targeting around 92,000, supported by a combination of technical, on-chain, and fundamental indicators, including a bull pennant pattern on the charts, the outlook is still remaining bullish. So we got a little bull pennant forming. We are going to go into the charts in just 1 second. Just one quick story. Oh, no.
We got some ETF news first.
We do have the ETF news. And maybe and then after that, we'll play a Trump clip. Trump got new remarks on Bitcoin. It's not what he said in the past. It looks like he's maybe changing his tune, so we're going to play that as well. Hedge fund manager Bill Ackman, though, says, maybe I should buy some Bitcoin. This is very, very telling. Very, very famous investor, famous recently for fighting Claudine Gay. I think that was her first name. Claudine was the Harvard president.
Yeah.
Billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman took to X, teasing, maybe I should buy some Bitcoin, after observing energy prices might skyrocket. The price led to increased mining and greater energy use, driving up the cost of energy, causing inflation to rise and the dollar to decline. The problem, of course, is that it also works in reverse, is what he's saying here, saying how the mining and the energy use driving up the cost of energy. So if we do have higher costs of energy, it's going to be higher cost to mine a Bitcoin. And he kind of has a thesis, well, if it costs a lot more to mine a Bitcoin, maybe it's going to cost a lot more to buy a Bitcoin, because these miners they don't want to sell it to you at a loss.
Yeah, it's the marginal cost of production. And obviously, every single institution that's came out and said Bitcoin is bad for the environment haven't kept up with the technological advancements that have taken place. It's sustaining power grids. It's now being able to obtain a wasted energy or negative energy. So we have people in the chat that are in complete disbelief of Bitcoin. They think it's hocus pocus. And, it's not their fault. There's a lot of people out there that are just simply uneducated in the manner. That's what we're here to do and show you guys. And now Bitcoin miners, guys, are utilizing negative energy from oil producers. All this excess, trillions of dollars in value and energy. That's flare gas. That's your power grids. It's going to be the old infrastructure. It's going to be, even landfills create methane and CO2 emissions that can be converted into this value. That can only be done with Bitcoin. So I think it's 100% a great take to look at this and realize, yeah, those marginal costs are going to continue to increase in the future and increase GDP from these companies and these corporations. It equals more money.
$10 super chat from Greg. Greg, what is going on, man? Send and support some of my favorite channels that provide the best info on crypto. Thank you, DC. Bitcoin to 100K. We love the feeling. We love the vibes. And you said great success. Well, the biggest success in Bitcoin recently has been the ETFs. The ETFs has just done incredible. We have a great analysis from Eric Balchunas, friend of the channel here. First 2 months officially in the books. And I like his take here. It felt like 6. It felt like half a year since the ETF launched. And then the 10 Bitcoin ETFs now have $55 billion in assets, with exactly double that in volume at $110 billion. If these numbers were after 12 months, I'd call them a huge success. To do it in 8 weeks instead of 52 is simply absurd. It's just simply absurd how successful these ETFs have been. So you are not bullish enough, folks. You are not bullish enough. These ETFs haven't even begun to be sold to retail yet. And retail in ETFs' mind isn't the guy washing your car, isn't your mailman. ETF retail is selling it to Schwab investors. And, I always bring them up. The Pittsburgh Plumbers Association, these retirement accounts, these family offices, they haven't even begun being exposed to Bitcoin ETFs. So we still have some trickle down to happen.
And it's already past silver. I'm going to look at the assets by market cap one more time, guys. Not just the top 10. It is a $1.4 trillion market cap now, surpassing that silver.
Suck it, silver.
Outpacing gold by miles. I mean, we're talking billions upon tens of billions of dollars in inflow, and is expected to pass the ETFs for gold here in the future. So it is I would say it's not out of the picture to question if Bitcoin can or compete with gold in the future. It's only a matter of time. It's a matter of when, not if at this point.
All right, we do have a Bitcoin hater in the chat. Not everyone is going to understand Bitcoin. It could be a capacity issue, or it could just be a limited worldview issue. It's really easy to not understand something if you've grown up in America. If you grew up in America, we are being boiled alive like a frog in the pot. We don't know that the water is boiling. But other places, inflation is just a lot more transparent. We have people, I talk to colleagues, they don't really think inflation is the fault of the government. They don't think inflation is the fault of money printing. A lot of people have been brainwashed into thinking, oh, it's just all corporations. My question to them is, well, go to a farmer's market, okay? When you go to a farmer's market, do you think, oh, those big corporations are really gouging me on these eggs and cucumbers? No, inflation is a real problem, and we're being slowly boiled alive like the frog. If you put a frog in a pot, you turn the water up slowly, he'll stay in the pot. You throw him in boiling water, he jumps right out. We're being slowly boiled with our inflation, with our hidden tax, with our hidden theft of our money. And so Bitcoin is just harder to understand if you're in America. So that was for the Bitcoin hater out there.
Sometimes it's just because they're like Jim Cramer, bought the top, sold the bottom, and like continuously repetitively do this time and time and time.
It could be that easy too.
Like, you can't, there's no argument now. Gold or Bitcoin has outpaced every at this point. It's competing with gold. It's a digital commodity. It's got financial products. It's saving the environment. When is enough?
Well, they say this, you get Bitcoin at the price you deserve. That's all I'll say. So some people want to buy above 100K. That's fine.
Well,
that's fine.
You know what price JP Morgan thinks it deserves? It's going to be $62 billion in Bitcoin spot ETFs market over the next 2 to 3 years. So you're one of your largest banks in the world. Let me repeat that. Expect $62 billion Bitcoin spot ETFs market. Massive volume, massive inflow. It is not slowing. The people that called it the money laundering index, people that said that is hocus pocus daisy, you're buying magic internet money. Yeah, they believe this market is going to excel over the next 2 to 3 years.
Well, TD Master says there is no use case for Bitcoin because you can't spend it anywhere and it is slow. Well, 10-minute transaction finality is a lot faster than legacy payment systems. There are dApps that allow instant transfer, and yeah, there are things you can buy with Bitcoin. I hate to burst your bubble there.
I'm going to show them something cool in just a second.
I would say
continue
this.
on.
Take gold and then try to spend it at a convenience store. Take gold and try to buy gas at Costco. And then would you say, well, gold's not worth anything because I can't spend it?
So
No, you could spend Bitcoin more than you could spend gold. So what are you talking about?
yeah, and this is really cool. They're like saying it doesn't help the environment. LOL. Guys, do some research. Mainstream media has seriously embedded misinformation and disinformation on Bitcoin mining. In a nutshell, and you go find this through the World Economic Forum, they've all converted their minds at this point. It's actually even helped actually create chocolate in South America, reducing methane emissions. But Bitcoin offers a financial incentive to capture methane from landfills. This is one of many use cases. But not only does Bitcoin mining require the large amount of energy that landfills can supply, this solution could also lead to updated infrastructure at landfills that, in theory, could benefit the other uses of electricity. There's tons of wasted energy, tons of excess methane gases and CO2 being emitted into our atmosphere, and that can all be captured through Bitcoin mining. It's a really cool thing.
Really, really cool thing. And these people are like, no, I'm being real. Hey, again, you'll buy Bitcoin at the price you deserve. Hit that like button if you like the price that you got in at, and we're gonna ride this together to Valhalla. All right, I'm gonna be sitting next to Thor. All right, Bitcoin options, boom! Everybody, traders bet $20 million on a 200K Bitcoin. I have the date. So we got bettors. They're saying, I'm putting millions, tens of millions of dollars that Bitcoin's hitting 200K. It is this year. Are you ready for the date? It's going to be a nice little Christmas gift, everybody. We scroll here. Data from Deribit reveals the breakdown. Let's see, December 27th, 2024, a couple days after the holidays there. They're betting millions that we're going to have a $200,000 Bitcoin on December 27th. So the smart money out there, they're bullish. They're bullish. They're more bullish than the haters in the chat, but that's good. That's a good thing. But we do have the charts for the haters. We also like to go even crazier. And sometimes we look at lines and then we try to divine the future from it. It's almost like some weird sorcery. So you better buckle up if you're not ready. Kelly, happy birthday, Kelly. Kelly just turned 30, everybody. Kelly, you're looking great, man. We were out of town. We were in Florida. We were at that web conference. Couldn't hang out, but happy birthday, man. Chat, everyone tell Kelly happy birthday.
You know what? I appreciate that. And what a better way to celebrate it than seeing it hover in that $69,000 range. And
Nice.
then I just thought it was funny. Last night, we got a little bit of a scare. People were messaging me, why is Bitcoin dumping? And I was like, you're calling Bitcoin dumping when we're holding at 69, 67,000 that area. And now what do we see? $72,000. And what do we see in the sentiment? We're seeing the interest over time here on Bitcoin. It's finally spiking back up, back to levels that we've seen in June of 2022, which is a wonderful thing. But this is showing that interest is coming back. We are about to have an onslaught. In fact, not only that, we can see a huge, this sort of bottoming on this area right here. This chart is going to be the fuel for us having this absolutely like insane run that is coming. And this is a global liquidity.
Well, Kelly, it was James Hetfield who said, give me fuel, give me fire, give me something I desire. What do you have for us? I'm sorry to interrupt you with the Metallica quote, man, but you said it and I had to do it. You're a rocker.
Yeah. This is just setting up for an incredible, basically a sustained upward trend. We have essentially an ascending triangle on the global liquidity. And this is going to be one of the most important factors because we're already seeing the capital flow come in. We just want to make sure more capital can come in here and sustain us higher. So what does this mean? Well, looking at what's going on right now, yes, price is ripping. Are we in a bull market? Of course, anybody that's saying we're not in a bull market has never looked at any trend ever. We're absolutely in a bull market, and we're seeing the right kind of metrics suggest that this is something to be desired, as you said. But this is something I wanted to point out from Dylan LeClaire. In December 2020, it only took 18 days for price to double after breaking all-time high. 2017, it took 84 days. March 2013, only 10 days. So there's no telling what's in store for us right now. When we're looking at the chart, yes, I heard you mention something in the article about a bullpen hit. We still have this from this breakout right here. This target to the upside is what this box is over here, this $78,000. And I do think we are going to start heading up into that area. Are we going to have chop along the way? Sure. But I think once we clear, we're in a very testy area right now in terms of explosive moves further to the upside with a lot of shorts that are sitting overhead. The max pain kind of gets in through the 74. And if we clear into 75, I think we'll actually have a pretty quick move up into this $78,000. When we look at a little bit smaller time frame, a lot of people were misreading the chart information on just looking at the data. Flat bottom of resistance here, rising level of support here. This is an ascending triangle, meaning rising level of support. These types of patterns break bullishly, and this absolutely did. It came down, flushed out a little bit of the haters and people paper hands, and then is launched to the upside. The interesting thing about this is it's not just Bitcoin. We're seeing this exact thing play out right now. Bitcoin is just yanking the altcoins and getting everybody excited. And we can see that, we have Bitcoin already clear the previous all-time high. The altcoin market cap, we've got a long way to go just to clear the all-time high, which is not a bad thing. This means there's so much room to run for altcoins before we even go into a significant amount of price discovery on most of the assets. We see Ethereum is over $4,000. CeeLo absolutely ripped from $1.17 all the way up to $1.80 and is now hovering in this area. Avalanche absolutely ripped to the upside. Near has been performing astronomically. It's over $7 now. So what I'm seeing right now in the market is just a wonderful level of, I think this isn't just over exuberance. I think this is the market realizing the buying pressure that is here. And there's a debate back and forth of, are we ahead of the timeline? Are we too high? No, I think that the circumstances are just different right now. And, in fact, when we look at, in the BitLab Discord, I've been sharing this altcoin portfolio that I've been stacking. I just started this February 7th. And look, we're up 55%, 128%, 49. I mean, everything is just up and away. And so I want to get more of you guys in there because the price is doing so well. We're extending that deal that we have. I'm putting the link in the description if you want to pin it to the top there, Nick. 30 days free for the Discord, the premium Discord. Josh is sharing some incredible picks in there lately. All of them just blowing up. My portfolio, everything's going up, and you can also take the upgrade and get all this other stuff as well. But also, come and tune into me over on the BitLab stream right after this. But that's what I got. I'm feeling good. Market's looking good. Be patient with any dips. Right now, bullish trends call for buying opportunities if it dips, not, crapping your pants and running out crying. If you do that, I'm just going to be buying from you.
Happy birthday again to Kelly, everybody. Thank you for showing us the charts again. Guys, if you want to know, is it too late to buy? Are you late to the party? Well, we cover all of that in the Discord. Of course, we do that on all of our streams, guys. 95% of our content is all completely free for you all. And is why today we're going to be getting into just that. Is it too late? Is there good products left? Is there opportunity to be made from the cycle still? Well, we're going to be jumping into that with these articles coming up. But first, apparently Kathy Wood does believe that there's tons of opportunity coming up. And that is going to be $1 million.
Tons of opportunity. Crypto Glass, where you specify, talk about the metric again about how more people are finding out about cryptocurrencies, talking about retail. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about there. So if you can help us out, a little clarification. And Bob, he crapped himself. We do want to give a shout out to decrypted.tax, folks. You are running out of time, and you get a one-on-one consultation with this guy. This guy likes fighting the IRS. He'll take the IRS to court. So hurry up, and I think it's a 30-minute. You get a free 30-minute one-on-one call with this expert. So make sure you go ahead and get those in. We have a link in the description, folks. All right, and yes, Mr. Snickers, we know Bitcoin has real intrinsic value. Not everyone can figure it out, though. That's fine. That's all right. But you know who does know? Kathy Wood. She knows. She sees Bitcoin at $1 million sooner than 2030 after the record ETF performance. Before we get into the article, Nick, will we hit $1 million? What do you think we hit our high before 2030? Is $1 million doable?
Before 2030?
Yes.
Ooh. What would that make the Bitcoin market cap?
You're looking at close to a 15x. So
It'd be at 20
it'd be at
trillion,
gold.
I think of that.
It'd be above gold, where gold is now. It'd be by far number one, unless gold was like $4,000 an ounce.
I mean, it would be way more than gold. I don't think it's possible.
All right, don't think it's possible. I will say, if it is $1 million, it's looking like Haiti in a lot of countries. All right,
Yeah.
so she's saying ARK Invest now considers the previous bull case target of 1 million by 2030 as too conservative. Everyone, it is not bullish enough. Interview with New Zealand Herald on the 7th. She shared that the introduction of the ETFs marked a major turning point, signaling wider acceptance and integration of Bitcoin into the traditional financial system. She pointed out that the major wirehouses like Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, and Bank of America have not yet joined the institutional push for Bitcoin, suggesting that the price surge is still on the horizon. No platform has approved Bitcoin yet, so all this price action has happened before they approve it, and so we haven't even begun. Her prediction is rooted in the strong ETF inflows and the possibility of true price discovery if we surpass the 70K without encountering major technical issues like Coinbase faced last week. She said that Bitcoin's recent price performance signifies the shifting tides of institutional waters, and she expects Bitcoin to hit a market cap of over $20 trillion over the coming years, which would bring the price to just under $1 million. And for reference, gold is sitting around $14 trillion. So gold would have to go up unless Bitcoin would be surpassing gold. So $1 million Bitcoin, smart people are saying it's going to happen sooner than you think. I think it happens, but that's when, Coca-Cola used to cost 5 cents, so like it's that level of inflation what I'm thinking about. So closer to 20, 30 years, hearing that it hit $1 million in 6 years, very, very bullish. I don't know if it could do that. Oh, Google searches. Maybe they're talking about Google searches. Yeah, we are far from retail. We are far from FOMO. We are far from peak interest. And so we are far from the all-time high for Bitcoin. We might get some severe corrections in the near term, 20%, 30%, maybe
God.
40%. I find that a little unlikely, but long term, over the next year and a half, I'm still going to say, I said it Friday, I'll say it again. I have a September 2025 high target. So
guys,
Yeah.
can you pull up the chart for winner token?
WINR,
All we
right?
do is win.
Yeah.
Is this a meme coin? Is this
No, this is like Rollbit.
okay?
I don't know if this is an API error, because if it's not, then I just made a metric
Wait, you're in this coin?
like 4 months ago.
Oh, it's an error. It's an error. So look at that period. This is the 7-day, and it's not an API issue now. It's an API issue 24 hours ago on the dot.
Okay.
And if you look, it happened exactly at 11 a.m.
Okay.
So maybe that's
That
just
makes
related.
sense.
Wow, that I was about to celebrate with you.
Yeah. So go to the 3 month. This thing has been flat. This is like a sneaky. This is a sneaky play because it's like a base layer for a gambling backend. Like,
Okay.
There's no like winner casino. It's you want to make a crypto casino, get on winner protocol.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
a pick and shovels play, which
Exactly.
we like. We like the pick and
Yeah.
shovels play. We like the blue jeans play. I'm not wearing blue jeans today, but maybe
My heart
tomorrow.
was in my throat for a second there.
You're just in boxers.
It's a 3,000% gain.
Just
I'm like,
another one of
God.
those just another coin that passes my Bitcoin holdings, I guess. I don't know what to do with it now.
Sorry.
Oh, no. It's always, babe, man, 3,000%. We got to look at that thing. All right. London's ultra rich can pay rent using Bitcoin, but the guy in chat said I can't do anything with
It
Bitcoin.
has no utility, DZ. It's fake.
You idiot.
You're just so dumb.
So these people are lying? I don't know what to believe. The ultra rich can pay rent using Bitcoin with more and more adoption. City AM, affluent residents in the city are opting for digital currencies to pay landlords. And one real estate company describes the trend as a step into the future. That's funny.
That killed me, man.
All right. They confirmed one ultra wealthy client opted to sell the rent for luxury apartments using Bitcoin, paying 45,000 pounds per week using the digital currency. All right. So more and more people are using Bitcoin as cash. But I thought it could. I don't know what to believe, man. All right. Well, you got a green light for Bitcoin.
That's just
wait a
another
minute.
super bullish.
This is why all the hate's coming out. All
I
right.
know they're like, yeah.
It's Trump.
They must
Trump
be.
is bullish.
Look,
Trump is bullish. All right, we're only going to listen about 20 seconds here. This is, let me go ahead and refresh. All right, so Trump, in the past, he was like pretty against Bitcoin. I like one currency and it's called the dollar. I want the dollar to reign supreme. Well, here we have a little clip from former President Trump on the increasingly bullish
Current
Squawk
President
Box.
Trump.
It sometimes will let people pay through Bitcoin, or will let people get involved in a new. It's, if you think of it, it's an additional form of currency. And I used to say, I want one currency. I want the dollar. I don't want people leaving the dollar. And I feel that way. But I will tell you, it has taken on a life. I did a thing that people smile at, but it was wild. We did 1,000 sneakers, so limited edition
and then he
sneaker
talks
run.
about selling his sneakers and getting Bitcoin for selling sneakers. Again, another way you could buy Bitcoin. I believe those sneakers did a 5x immediately on eBay.
What did he say though? It's another form of currency.
It's another form of currency, he said. So, he is increasingly bullish. Green light for Bitcoin from U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump. He talked about Bitcoin and expressed some positive thoughts. Already heavily used, so many areas where it's actively used. So I'm not sure if you want to eliminate those use cases in Bitcoin. We will allow people to pay via Bitcoin. Like you said, additional form of currency. People are using it. I wouldn't allow, then he kind of flipped bullish on the dollar towards the end of the interview. I wouldn't allow countries to move out of the dollar, because if we lose that standard, it would be like losing a revolutionary war. Well, the BRICS said, I don't really care what you have to say about it. I think we're going to reject your dollar there. So Trump flipping bullish. His wife, I think she's bullish on Solana. We do have Everton Azul Blue. Would like to know if Flare token is a good play. Thoughts? I'll put it to you two first, because I think I'm going to be more bullish maybe than you two. So what are your two thoughts on Flare?
Nick, you want to lead off?
No.
Okay. Well, for Flare, I had a terrible experience with Flare. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it was because I had just a lot of trouble with the airdrop. It was actually one of my first viral videos on YouTube way back in the day at this point. I have mixed feelings about it. There was a huge hype around it because it was integrating smart contracts to the XRPL very, very early on. And a lot of the XRP community adopted it as this huge scalability solution to the overall ledger itself for XRP. It did a mass launch on every single major exchange. It had a lot of hype. But overall, I mean, within that network, it's really this project I haven't paid attention to much in the last year to 2 years at this point, actually, since it was really first announced. And that might be partially just due to the fact that the community part of it is insanely small, if not irrelevant at this point. And I'm not here to trash on that. It's just in a bull run, I want to be a part of the projects and the communities that have strength, that have a lot of people within them. Because even if the technology has a lot of issues, for example, again, Solana is the perfect example. Even though it has network outages, it's consistently crashing. The community is so strong that sent Solana already from $8 to $140 at this point. The same thing with a lot of these other communities like Near, or now CeeLo's starting to move, or you have we've made dozens and dozens of predictions at this point. That's all my thoughts are going to be on Flare. It's been a part of that community of the ISO trend, and unfortunately, that ISO field has not performed like every other part of the sector this time.
Yeah, good answer right there, actually. And I will say this, I'm more bullish on that than XRP. That being said, I still have my old bag of XRP. Don't plan on buying any Flare. I think a lot of people are going to be looking for an exit strategy, whereas Bitcoin, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, some people don't really plan on selling into this bull run. I don't really feel like that's the case percentage-wise with Flare. All right, speculation intensifying over U.S. banking sector's fate as the Fed BTFP closure looms. This is the Reserve's Bank Term Funding Program. And so essentially it's going to be a little bit more difficult for banks in the near future after this deadline. And there's some predictions we're going to see a banking crisis after this. So speculation abounds regarding the onset of the upcoming week after we have the conclusion of the BTFP. Anticipations of more chaos in the banking sector are high, harking back to the financial crisis we saw in March 2023. That was kind of kicked off Bitcoin's first nice leg up during the bull run. During that period, the banking industry saw the collapse of its third, fourth, and fifth largest banks. And a year has passed since then, and the federal fund rates has continued to hover at elevated levels, signaling increased borrowing expenses here. So this bank collapsed 30% at the open. This is new. Many regional banks are still in a terrible situation, and they're ending this bailout in 10 days. Good luck. So this is just a story to watch, everybody. Now, this is ending today. This was from the first. This is going to take a day or two to roll through, so we'll probably have more on this tomorrow and just see if there were any banks Maybe we'll try to find a story, any kind of banking collapses happening this morning on the stock market. But this morning I didn't see anything else. But it's hard to tell with Bitcoin kind of taking all the oxygen out of the room. We do have this million, billion, trillion, $90 trillion transfer of wealth will be worthless for many due to a single overwhelming expense. What is this expense? What are they talking about it? It is healthcare. Healthcare will drain the wealth of most boomers before it could be handed to their children, to their progeny, according to analysis from CNBC. That doesn't sound good. We do have a gigantic wealth transfer about to happen, mostly via real estate from the boomers that are just hitting their high mortality rates as they hit elevated ages. So basically a whole swath of Americans are going to die, and then they're going to pass their assets to their children. And it looks like the healthcare industry is going to say, no, let me go ahead and get my piece. Does not seem good. Doesn't seem good. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that whatsoever. All right, let's talk about Russia. This should, I'm sure chat will be totally calm during this. Major Russian companies will be forced to accept digital ruble payments. Okay. So what's happening here? So they're going to be forced to accept their CBDC as of October 2026. So people still have about 2.5 years in that country. Per Interfax, smaller firms will likely have to follow suit and accept this order by October 2027. Looks like a source familiar with the situation confirmed the government and central bank officials want to amend the law on the protection of consumer rights. Wouldn't trust a CBDC in any country, let alone Russia, let alone America, let alone Mexico, let alone Canada. You name the country, I'm not trusting your CBDC. Unless it was like Balaji land and it's like some barge on the ocean or Drewtopia.
They want way more control. And I still want to continue on that article, but I wanted to show a really cool visual here posted by Pompliano. Anthony
Pompliano.
Pompliano. I'm just butchering his last name. But Pomp here, guys, a lot of people look at Bitcoin compared to the US dollar, and you got to stop doing that. It's very short-minded, and it's because there are second and third world countries out there that have been indebted to the US and China and have been printing endless amounts of money. So if you were someone in Algeria, you didn't have really this available funding to put it into, get US dollars, which still is, inflationary as heck. This is a chart of every currency in the world now being at all-time highs against Bitcoin. So while Bitcoin might only be up 150 or 200% against the US dollar, it is 26,000% up against Algeria. I'm just going to skip through. It's 30,000 against Bangladesh. It is 20,000 against Cameroon. It's 20,000 against French Polynesia. There is so many countries. It is just 70,000. I just saw 51,000 for Haiti. As these second world and third countries struggle, this is the only opportunity and way out for their countries as a hedge against inflation and as a store of value. It is a really beautiful thing. And these CBDCs are just there to try to even control that more because they don't want people moving out of the currencies.
Balaji tweeted it first, and if you look at my screen, you just see how fast it is and how slow the letters on the right side are moving through the M's. M-A, M-O. Okay, now we're on the N's. So, many countries. And I have one more tweet I want to show. If Nick, did you know there's a new truck by Boeing?
Oh, gosh.
Boeing made a new truck. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fast, it's on fire.
Hey, man, they're rolling right off the assembly line, but it's okay because they get government subsidies. All right, moving on here. We have Wyoming. Shout out to Wyoming. Passes a law to give DAOs a nonprofit legal framework.
Love it.
Very, very necessary. So this is going to be building out things over the next 12 months, over the next 24 months. So expect Wyoming to have a little bit of a crypto boom, at least for DAO registration. Now, I have a take here, though. This could go two ways. This could go Miami. All right, man, we're moving here. We love it. This is just the future. It's going to be like a new Jackson, Wyoming type of situation. Or it's going to be like Connecticut or Delaware. I'm sorry. Maybe not so much anymore. But you incorporate there, but then your office is in Miami. You have your P.O. box in Wyoming. So I don't know. Nick, how do you think? Is this going to be more like P.O. boxes in Wyoming? Or are they going to have like a new Gulch, Ayn Rand? What's happening here?
So the Wyoming situation is interesting because first of all, they need more people there.
Yeah, the least populated state out of all 50.
Yes. Not just by like people per square meter, but just overall people.
Yeah,
like,
overall and per capita.
And
maybe
per
Alaska beats it like per square meter or whatever, but still, It's the least populated state.
Yeah.
It's a big state.
It's so freaking
There's
enormous.
more cows than people, probably.
Yeah, and they're landlocked. They have a lot of natural resources, but they've just been having a drain on people over the past like 25 years. So I think they're really going to incentivize people to establish places of business to even out.
There's
the
a
state.
rumor Wyoming doesn't exist. Because has anyone in chat been to Wyoming? Have you been to Wyoming?
Well, I'm with HNHL on this. Where is Wyoming? I'm sure.
Yeah, Wyoming is.
I've been to
touches
Charlotte
Nevada.
once. I've been to
No,
Charlotte
no.
once.
It's directly above Colorado. And
It doesn't touch Nevada?
No, and below Montana.
Oh my God.
Most of Yellowstone is
failed.
in Wyoming.
Mm.
Okay. Map
You
of
know
US.
Go ride the buffalo.
I've been in Wyoming because I was in Yellowstone.
Isn't that where Charles is? Hoskinson?
Yep.
I feel like that's where you raised
Okay,
bison.
it does not border Nevada. Okay, it's Idaho and Utah, kind of
Yeah.
in the way right there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I feel like if I looked at a map though, I would have known that was Utah. I would have known that was Idaho.
Yep.
I probably would have mixed Arizona and New Mexico. No, I wouldn't. I would have got that. Yeah. All right. So that's Wyoming right there. Chat. Where are you from? Tell us what state you're from. Tell us what country you're from. We're
I'll
always
do a
interested in
poll.
seeing this.
Have you been to Wyoming?
Yeah. Have you been to
I'm
Wyoming?
going to take that as
Yeah. Where the heck?
99 to 1 no.
Driven through it once. Okay, it's Laserface. It's right under the Chinese spy balloon. Oh, you got us there. There's reasons we didn't shoot it down, right? Sure. All right, great. That's what they say. Grayscale Coinbase make headway in the Ether ETF approval bid. Still looking like we're seeing a May approval, slightly more than likely. That's where I'm coming in. We are going to get a May approval. Are you willing to say we're more likely than not? Or are you still on the fence?
Yeah, shout out Grayscale, shout out James, shout out, Eric Balchunas, all of them for one, Grayscale leading the fight against this, and James and Eric just absolutely crushing it with the predictions lately. But, they're going to be in the same exact position as the Bitcoin spot ETFs as we saw in January. So I don't see the SEC, fighting any different this time. Like, why would they change course? And at this time in this place, Bitcoin's at all-time highs. So imagine them denying that at all-time highs. Like that would be a death sentence to their entire political careers.
Well, a death sentence to a political career, you say?
Mhm.
Well, there's people who are trying to kill their political career because we have anti-crypto politicians rallying against the ETH ETF right here, according to this Fox reporter, this from Eleanor Terrett, friend of the channel, who revered that influential anti-crypto politicians, including Senator Warren,
Ew.
boo in the
Good
chat.
meme
Boo.
coin.
Boo.
Good meme coin.
And we're not like anti-left or right. It's just she's very, very anti-crypto and anti-me. She doesn't want my job to exist. So she's actively against me personally. They are actively opposing the passage of spot ETH ETFs, while SEC staff members have shown limited engagement in promoting the product. What? According to Terrett, Gensler believes that he has already appeased the industry with his spot Bitcoin ETF. So Gensler has given us our pound of here. Be happy with your scrap, happy with your morsel. You have your Bitcoin ETF, BlackRock. Now get off my back. Is that good enough though?
Get off my back.
I don't think it's good enough.
No, this is a huge step though for the entire industry. So they're going to be working on bipartisan legislation, meaning they're there to essentially, with fair shake, educate our congressmen and politicians from both parties. So this is both Republicans and Democrats. And we, as an industry, as an emerging asset class, we have to see this take place. We have to lobby against the politicians that are being lobbied by the traditional financial sector. It's a war that we are a part of. And it's really cool to see Fair Shake raising an extraordinary amount of money to help fight back and regulate this industry in a positive way. Now, we still have a huge uphill battle, and I really hope you guys call. I really, really recommend all your local representatives. They will listen to you if there's enough. And ultimately, make sure you advocate for anti-CBDC bill structures. Make sure that we don't get put in a position where you have to be an accredited investor with $1 million to be able to invest into, altcoins because Coinbase decides to make some legal agreement with the government, right? I don't see a world where that takes place. But again, we still have a massive uphill battle against these corrupt politicians.
Yeah. So Warren, here we have a Warren quote. So if you're wondering, is she really that against crypto? No, she is. Back in January, she criticized the SEC after being approved for a spot Bitcoin ETF. What is the argument against a Bitcoin ETF? People want it. It's a decentralized asset. It's a commodity at this point.
Her argument is so cringe. It's like she argues that it's because it's a money laundering index, that there's illicit finance taking place on it, even though the US dollar dwarfs. I mean, it dwarfs the amount of activity that takes place on Bitcoin's network. I saw an article that was like, oh, illicit activities on Bitcoin are up 53% since 2023. Bitcoin's price is up 200%.
Yeah.
So if you just adjust it based off those metrics alone, it is minuscule in the grand scheme of things compared to something like the US dollar.
All right, here's her quote. If the SEC is going to let crypto burrow even deeper into our financial system, then it's more urgent than ever that crypto follow basic anti-money laundering rules. She said at the time, yes, you decentralized software. You need to follow the rules, decentralized software. That gets cut in half every 4 years, every 10 minutes issuance. Yeah, how dare you piece of software, not follow these AMLs? Well, how about this, Warren? The American companies are asking you for guidance so they can follow the laws. And then when they ask you the question, you go, la-di-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. What's that you want? Crypto? La, da, 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 da. That's what Elizabeth Warren's doing. And they're begging for clarity. They're begging for clarification. You don't give it to them. And then so you could point the finger and say, well, they don't follow the basic AML rules, y'all. No, they want to. They're trying to. In fact, they're paying millions upon millions of dollars to be compliant. And you're still just doing this. La, da, 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 da. That's not how you be a politician. That's how you work against the people and work for the banks. That's not what you're doing, is it, Elizabeth?
Yeah, and it's funny you talk about compliance and, them trying to save and protect us because we have Wells Fargo abruptly terminating customers' bank accounts, says Attorney General in 16 states. Wells Fargo is just terminating customer accounts.
They're the worst.
They are absolutely the worst. I know you have this highlighted, but freezing bank accounts and telling you what you can and cannot buy while they're bank themselves, Wells Fargo doesn't have to store any of that value. They can take $10,000 from you and go loan it out with fractional banking 100 times over while they tell you that you need to pay your interest rates. And if you don't, you're going to ultimately get your account frozen. And it could be for something as little as, easy, you bought Bitcoin? Well, we don't approve Bitcoin transactions, so we're going to steal that account from you.
Well, they say there's de-banking practices. I was told by a show I used to love, SNL, that de-banking isn't a real word. Like, we should laugh at people for assuming there's cartels trying to debank people. Those are all rumors, is what I was told. Is that not true?
Oh, there's no way. Yeah, no, there's no financial cartel. These elites care about us. Our politicians represent us, and there's no insider trading, and they will let me do what we want with our money.
Well, Colin Jost says I should laugh when I hear the term debanking. So let me dive into this story because I don't know what to believe anymore. Well, in a letter addressed to the CEO of Wells Fargo, 16 attorney generals across the country accused the lender of debanking customers in a political and discriminatory manner. They say they started this new trend that looks at clients' political views as a basis for retaining banking access. Their decision to debank Republican candidates and gun industry participants reveal a new troubling trend. Yeah, if you are a gun industry participant, you shouldn't be debanked. That's just kind of it's covered by our Bill of Rights there. But anyways, blanket prohibitions and policies against providing service to certain customers lead to the inevitable question, who is next? What type of companies or people will they determine cannot be allowed as customers? Is this why they closed the accounts of Lauren Witzke and Pete Dabroska on the same day in 2021? They say this may be in violation of state laws. Should they cease efforts to discriminate based on ESG and publicly commit to serving Americans in a fair and non-discriminatory manner, these states possess meaningful authority over these banks under civil rights and unfair deceptive acts and practices. Yep. All right, so yeah, obviously you shouldn't debank people that you disagree with politically, but then you go into, well, who do you have to make a cake for? Well, I don't know, man. It's a tough conversation. I think people can argue both sides.
Yeah,
if I'm going to be honest here.
It's creating just an authoritarian state where, like, if you go against their political beliefs,
Well, I don't want to force cake bakers to make cakes for people that don't want to. Then you're like, well, then it's banks forcing them to serve customers they don't want to. It's a sticky situation. I think both sides have a little validity.
I think it goes against complete freedom of speech. I think this goes one step further than even that. Like, they're telling you what you can and cannot say, and if you say something that they don't like, they're going to penalize you for that. I'm just completely against that.
Yeah, I mean, what agency does a business owner have on refusing customers? Is it none? Is it some? It's a gray area, I think.
Yeah, it's a gray area, but if it's just based off political beliefs and not some like moral statue that's like
politics is based in morality.
Yeah,
So it gets really stupid.
Yeah, very quickly.
Very quickly. All right. Well, ETH passed 4K, everybody. So hit the like button if you got in below 1,000. If you buy any ETH under 1,000, hit that like button. How long before all-time high falls? It was around 4,800 or so. So what are we looking at here? Last time it reached it between October and December 21, at $4,878, just shy of 5K, really just shy of 4,900. They're looking at the indicators over 128 million for this, for the total supply and profit, which is 95% of the supply. And it looks like the funding rate spiked as well. So, all right, let's put out a guess. Let's guess. Will ETH pass all-time high before or after the halving? That's a tough one. Will it
pass all-time high?
Yeah, will ETH hit 4,900 before or after the halving?
Look, Bitcoin did it. Why won't ETH?
I like that. Bitcoin usually hits, and then ETH follows a month after.
40 days away from the halving?
So we're under, since we are above a month, I say yes. I'm going to say yes, we will. Nick, what are you saying? We got a yes, Nick.
Before the halving.
Yes.
No.
All right. Yes, and no. Chat, what do you think, chat? Can ETH hit above 4,800, 4,850 on 420? Will it happen before, after, or during 420?
Yeah. And I do want to say, we were wrong. We thought I was going to, my first guess was 3,200 when it was at like $2,500 ETH. Yours was, I think, 3,400. I think, Nick, you might have had a little bit higher number, a little bit lower of a number. But yeah, it definitely humbled us in our predictions before the halving. So I would just argue that I wouldn't be surprised if it humbled us once again and smashed through those all-time highs. Will it happen? Only time will tell. Right now, we're up 10, 15, 20, 25x on a lot of these products, and we're more excited than ever. So
more excited than ever. All right. Well, Vitalik, smart guy, talks about what will quantum computers do at Ethereum? Will it break Ethereum? Will it kill Ethereum? It's going to kill every password in the world. So anyways, Vitalik Buterin draws attention to the danger of quantum computers in Ethereum. Can the user's funds be stolen here? He noted if quantum computers become available and are used by malicious actors to steal funds, they could do a hard fork to counter this. He explained that the implementation of such a hard fork could, in principle, begin to be created as early as tomorrow. This should make it maximally prepared in the event of a quantum-related emergency. The goal of quantum resistance cryptography, such as Wintermint's signatures and Stark's, is to prevent scenarios where malicious actors can access quantum computers and use them to steal users' funds. Once account abstraction is in place, any user can voluntarily switch to using a quantum resistance signature scheme. And again, it's passwords. Passwords is going to be the main issue if you got to worry about quantum computers. He argued that the ETH blockchain already well positioned to do a simple recovery hard fork, ETH Classic, to deal with such a situation. In this scenario, the blockchain would have to hard fork and users would have to download new wallet software. Despite this, he says very few users will lose their funds. Yeah, they're probably not going to target my wallet over Justin Sun's wallet once they figure out passwords. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too mush about quantum computers breaking this, breaking that. If anything, worry about SHA-256 password encryption and just passwords in general. I think they're going after big banks. I think they're going after nuclear codes. I don't know if they're going to say, all right, we got a quantum computer. It's the world's first one. Costs $1 million a minute to run this. Let's attack maybe MetaMask. I don't know if it's going to be like your favorite meme coin's going to go under attack. Bitcoin, high on the list. I feel like that person, whoever has that quantum computer, the first thing they're doing is like nuclear codes, right? I don't know.
Nuclear codes are the trillions of dollars in institutional money. That's way easier to crack, as well. Like,
are they going after BlackRock first?
Yeah. At the AI conference, we've spoken to quite a few quantum engineers at this point. It's like, Bitcoin's like way more protected than even your traditional banks right now. So, and it's, by the way, there's tons of developers working on this stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised, like if next cycle, I don't know if it's this cycle yet, because quantum's still quite a few years out. But there will be that trend where like quantum proof blockchains or quantum proof integration, or, maybe an infrastructure that's being built similar as a layer 0, but for quantum blockchains, right? I'm sure that could actually emerge as a trend in the future too, and you got developers working towards it.
Steve Kaiser brings up a very good distinction on cake bakers and banks. One is federally insured and backed, and one is not. Very, very good distinction there. Thank you, Steve. That's why I love having a live show. That's why you love watching a live show. You give us feedback. We could respond in real time versus, man, he filmed it 2 hours ago. You didn't say the thing. So, folks, get your comments in. We like reading all. I always say we have one of the smartest chats. Litecoin just crossed 100. Well, I just said we have one of the smartest chats. Why are you bringing up Litecoin? Huh? What's wrong with you?
Bearish.
Let's check it out. LTC. No, there's a lot of old Litecoin holders. We don't begrudge you if you bought some and you just kind of held
we
on
like
to
crypto
it.
blood.
Wow, look
like
at that.
crypto, bro.
$100. Take a victory lap. Hurry, because I'm about to hit the max screen and make you feel bad.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, I know. I had to give you that 10 seconds of blissful feeling before I just shout all over you. There you can see, Nick, prediction. We put in a slightly higher high in 2021. Will the trend continue with a slightly higher high?
Yeah, there's this kind of wacky scenario where that some people online are talking about where like Bitcoin, basically all the exchanges, everyone runs out of Bitcoin. And if you're looking for the next most decentralized proof of work coin, people go to Litecoin. There is a Litecoin trust.
My Litecoin thesis is we have a wave. It's like when Robinhood and Coinbase are top 10 apps. And so we have the wave of people opening these apps for the first time and they got the $100 on the exchange. And then they go to buy what they thought was going to be Bitcoin and they're like $180,000. Well, look at this Litecoin. And then they hear like, oh, it's the silver to Bitcoin gold and there's only 4 coins. And then they do the math like, well, shouldn't it be worth like 1/4? If
you go to miningpoolstats.stream, Litecoin is more decentralized than Bitcoin.
Nice. Litecoin is more decentralized.
Like fundamentally, it is the silver to Bitcoin. Like it's proof of work. It's very decentralized. It is faster than Bitcoin. So like if you need another hard digital asset with a cap supply, I mean, what are you gonna do? Use Caspa? Like Caspa's too new. It doesn't have any. You say Litecoin and you think, oh, it's light. It's like a Bitcoin Lite.
Yeah. Okay, it's like a lighter version. I can hold 4 instead of 1. No. Litecoin's never going to hit 1/4 Bitcoin's market cap, folks. Could you scroll up a little bit? I want to read a question there. Stop. What will Den Kuhn update do to ETH pump or tank? Mr. Mark, I think it's going to follow similarly to 2021. I think we might have 1 or 2 days of trying to shake you out, but I think we're going to have 20 days in about 17 days will be green. DZ looks great in a hoodie, number 1930s overalls. I've never worn overalls and really small shirts. I've worn a jacket and a turtleneck, but +1 for proper use of past term shy.
Has
Litecoin ever gone down? Has Litecoin ever gone down?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't used
I'm not sure.
Litecoin.
Bitcoin has gone down twice. So someone also had a question. What if Bitcoin went down or Bitcoin were to be hacked? Would you lose faith in it? Well, what do you mean by hack?
Wasn't it once?
Well, Bitcoin gone down twice.
Bitcoin's never been hacked.
When was the second time? Like in like the...
Oh, it was all like first 2 years, first 3 years, something like that. So is it like years and years? Maybe it's like first 5 or something. But yeah, there's the double spend problem, and where the guy made like a billion Bitcoin or something like that. They had to fork it. This guy, well, Tyrone, I'm sorry, you know what? But you know what? I still root for you, and we're all in this together. So it's going to be a good time, man. If you want to stick around, everyone. All right, everyone should debank, aka self-custody. Is what Captain Crypto says.
2010 time.
All right. What now?
It was I was like, which year was the first one? It was 2010. So yeah, I remember that because I know 2013. So I was like, I haven't covered that in a minute. But yeah, let's get to. I want chat to just let us know what altcoins you guys are picking up right now. We're gonna be moving to altcoin talks for the last. We got some big announcements here. But if we hit that 500 likes, we'll be sharing with you guys. Of course, always a gem of a pick. So hit that like button, smash those likes. Let's get to 500. I think Uniswap, though.
Yeah, they missed suspenders. They missed suspenders, not overalls. Yeah, Uniswap rejected the fee. Everybody, could you pull up Uni on the CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap? Uniswap's new proposal got rejected. It was basically a fee sharing, revenue sharing with the fees here, and then it ended up falling. I want to see how much it fell totally. Had a very, very huge gained 125% off the pump because there's going to be a vote. Hey, finally, you get something for holding this stupid coin instead of just holding it and it's governance. Oh, I could vote on a thing I'm never going to vote on. No. They said, no, it's time to share revenue. It got rejected. What happened to the price?
Yes, I think it was February 23rd that was announced. It might have been this most recent pump, but either way, it went from about $7 to $16. And now in the last few days, it's down from 16 to 14 bucks. So it's nothing
still up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's still up. It's actually kind of a healthy pullback. And I still think DEXs are going to start, guys, retail's back. So I think DEXs are going to be a huge mover here in the market right now. That's why we've been in a lot of these products, actually. So people have been shouting out ORDS, which is the Uniswap of Bitcoin. There's a lot of DEXs I think that are going to be moving in the coming weeks. They're just generally the second or third thing to move. So it's not quite yet.
Chat, you're still talking about Arrow. Is it still moving, everyone? Yeah, it looks like, oh, wow, put in like another little fresh high after we started the stream here. I don't know if you maniacs just started buying or what's going on here, but yeah, it was the coin I bought live on Thursday or Friday. And if we look at the 7 day, it's probably about, wow, man. Yeah, we're doing great. We're doing great. We bought live because we bought after the dip. I saw this dip and I said, you know what, folks, it's a strong project. I'm going to buy live. You know, some people got in late, and so they end up losing 10, 20, 30%. I felt bad, so I wanted to deploy more funds, so we're all in it together, and so we're all having gains together. That feels good.
Wait, why did Uniswap get rejected? Why did they propose?
58.9%. No, people voted against it. It was up for vote. I don't know if it's the whale or maybe the foundation is like
Foundation's
keeping
57% of it.
Yeah, it's like, well, no, we like keeping 100% of the funds. We don't want to share this. What are you folks talking about? Arbitrum slips amidst major upgrade and token unlocks. We've been talking about this token unlock for a long time, everybody. $2 billion worth is going to be dropped here. Two whales dropped 3 million tokens, yielding a profit of more than $3 million right there. So just be careful. Could also, if I had a guess, I think day of, it's actually going to start pumping and then like be on a nice little mini bull run, everyone. So watch out for ARB after the selling pressure is exhausted. And it looks like the total value of assets locked on this network is $3.6 billion. This is the largest ETH L2 as far as TVL goes. So it has good stats, except for the tokenomics. If we go to ARB just real quick, I'll show you just real quickly. Fully diluted valuation, folks, is pretty high. It is now up to a $20 billion fully diluted valuation. And so if you look at the market cap and it's only $3 billion, that means 7x tokens have yet to be released, meaning it's only got about 15% of the tokens out. So 85% of the tokens have yet to be sold. And if you go to Polygon, you just see a lot different stats there. Polygon's going to be 17 now. Fully diluted valuation. Remember, that was 20 billion. Fully diluted for Polygon is only 12. I think Polygon's a stronger project than ARB, if I had to say. I think it has just more legs, more holders, more biz dev relationships. So pretty good stuff for Polygon. And you know what? Polygon's been doing great. So we feel good about that. Any other questions you want to shout out?
No, just looking through all the tokens everybody was saying pick up, like GRT, FET, Atom. What I would point out is with the AI sector, it's been moving. Let me use this project. We're on an AI one right now. Go to artificial intelligence. It's been moving hard, guys. So what I've been saying, my alpha is the GTC summit for NVIDIA is in less than a week. It's on the 18th. So 7 days from now, these AI tokens have been popping off. You have Neuroni up 185%, but look at the 30-day here. 10,000% on deepfake AI, which is crazy. We saw that very early on. But you have Palm, 3,000%. Lisa, 2,000%. So people that think they're like early to AI, I'm just saying, we've been in this for months at this point. We're up at like 4, 5, 10x on a lot of these projects. I'm going to be taking a lot of those profits and moving them into new sectors here over the next week. That next sector I think is going to be moving is pretty much Bitcoin layer 2s, DeFi, DEXs, decentralized exchanges. That is the move that I'm starting to transition into. But if you guys are looking at those AIs with Fetch and everything, guys, if you're not in the market already, you're coming into the top of the market for those. And so can they go up another 10x? Who knows? Maybe. But again, we're already up so much. I'm risk adjusting my portfolio for being so much in profit.
All right. And speaking of profit, there's a coin that is up a lot, and it became the third largest coin by fully diluted valuation. It's not BNB. It's not Solana. It's not Cardano. WorldCoin.
What?
After Bitcoin and ETH. I didn't trust it. I had to check it myself. I saw the headline. It just almost seemed too incredible to believe. WorldCoin is the third largest cryptocurrency by fully diluted valuation, only surpassed by Bitcoin and ETH. If we go here and you see, I'm going to try to go slow so you can't see it. Valuation up. $1.4 billion valuation. $1.4 billion. Fully diluted, $100 billion valuation.
Because
just
it's a
totally
scam.
ridiculous. So yeah, WorldCoin should not be worth that much. Obviously, you can see not that many tokens are out. 148 million out of 10 billion, aka 1.4% of the tokens are out. Sam Altman is smarter than us. He's going to know how to do a launch. He's going to know his tokenomics. And it is not surprising. I would say this is an example of the best executed tokenomics in all of crypto. He has executed his tokenomics better than everybody. He's given himself the third largest market cap, fully diluted valuation. Yet the coin is only ranked 80. And so that man is a genius, folks. So, I just be careful betting against him. That being said, I'll probably never hold WorldCoin ever.
I won't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
not
stand against
scanning my
everything about
eyeballs.
it.
It's against, you have at the same time as WorldCoins, being valued at that, you have Elon Musk doing the opposite because he's mad at Sam Altman, which is this week, XAI will become open source for Grok. So, of course, there's a lot of competition involved with Elon Musk and Sam Altman being mad at him taking it from an open source nonprofit to a for-profit closed source.
If I wrote a $40 million seed funding round check, I would be mad too. And that's what Elon wrote Sam a $40 million check. Said, man, I'm really excited about this open source AI company you're going to build under my, just under my help with this money. And we're going to keep it open source and we're going to keep AI out of the hands of a tech giant. We're going to keep it out of the tech giant. We're not going to make it closed. Fast forward to today, he's like, wait a minute, what's going on? And I don't know if you saw his tweet. He said, if you change the name to Closed AI, I drop my lawsuit. Any other of the 7 billion human beings on planet Earth, I would not believe them. I believe him with this.
Yeah,
I actually believe him.
He would do it.
I think he would. He has a tweet here where someone said OpenAI should do the same if they were open. That is, he goes, OpenAI is a lie. Yeah, that's the reason why OpenAI was called OpenAI. It was supposed to be open source. And it's transitioning to this world of singularity and artificial general intelligence. We need that open source, decentralized attribute to it to understand what data and information is being fed to these AI models.
Boosted, we can't see your chat. You can show it. Maybe I will. All right. Is Cardano dead? Yes. 74% of dead coins are uncovered. All right. So, folks, this article looks scary. And then I'm going to ask you a question. What do you folks think about it here? So, is Cardano dead? They looked at 12,000 projects, folks. Cardano had 12,000 projects and revealed that almost 2/3 of the projects started during 2020 and 2021 have failed. So we got 1/3 have made it through the bear market. Is that a good or bad number? 2 out of 3 died during the bear market during 2021, 2020. Smart contracts didn't come out till Q3 2021. So I feel like a lot of projects Q1 2020 probably didn't even survive to smart contracts.
No.
So is 2/3 dying bad or good? What do you guys think?
Look, in an emerging industry, I think 95% of the products are going to fail within the next, at least 2 to 3 years. And that's on any single system, right? It's like looking at the historical market cap of 2017 compared to 21 compared to today. It's just there's products that were created back then based off trends and hype that are irrelevant today.
What is the number for Ethereum 2020-21 projects that are still here today? Would the number be higher or lower? I don't know. Would it be more successful on Cardano or less successful on Cardano?
Well, I think Ethereum... Go ahead.
I was going to say, don't 80% of restaurants fail? So does that mean restaurant is a scam?
So it's easier to launch on Cardano and survive than open a restaurant.
That's the data.
Okay, that is the data.
I'm curious to see optimisms because they're making up like 56% of, or 80% or something of smart contracts this year. So I just think it just shows development activity, and that's bullish no matter what.
Lee Bruin is quite bearish on Cardano. Cardano won't be in the top 25 by the end of the bull market.
Dang.
I think you're incorrect with that. I think it will stay in the top 10. Maybe it goes to 12, 15, though. I definitely think it's going to stay in the top 25. Then on the other side, Cardano is a zombie chain, but I'm a whole coiner, so I'm all in. That's the spirit we need, everybody.
Yeah. Zombie chains are also called hex chains. So, just don't touch that for somebody asks about hex. I don't think there's a life or pulse left within that. I did want to give a shout out though, because we've hit a mass amount of like size. We're almost at 500. As we're pulling up, if you want to give 1 or 2 shout outs for products that you're like really looking for, the ones that haven't moved in my opinion yet is Polygon Matic. I still think that's going to absolutely rip. It is one of the best tokenomics out there. They have their ZK rollups and their Pulse token that's launching, integrating a ton of new hyper productive utility to their entire chain. And the DEX I'm watching on that is QuickSwap, which we call that like 6 cents. It's up almost to 9 cents. I still think there's a lot of value as they're one of the first projects integrating those ZK rollups. So Polygon ecosystem, guys, what I really like to look for in these markets. Someone said, Josh, are you going to be buying back in AI tokens? Maybe. I'm just still taking a ton of profit. My initials will be in some of the products still, but I'm overall looking for what is that next big mover. There's 2 things. I think Ethereum's ecosystem, potentially with, of course, the ETF launching as well as the Duncan upgrade, but then Polygon Matic with, of course, their Pulse integration and this new token allocation I think could be really supportive for the rest of the ecosystem.
All right. And speaking of ecosystem, the global ecosystem, and I'll wrap it up here. We were just in Florida. Shout out to Florida. We love Florida. Had a great time in Florida. The weather was fantastic. And then I saw this thing by Neil deGrasse Tyson about Florida. Made me feel concerned. Then I saw a wrinkle in the story. In Florida, 345 feet. This is the highest elevation. The highest elevation in the U.S. makes Florida supremely susceptible to sea level rise, an objective truth, even if you don't believe in climate change. So 345 feet. He's talking about this shoreline in Florida. Wait a minute. He lives on a small island in the Atlantic, has a max elevation of 265 feet. He paid $2 million for this home. I just thought that was funny. Neil... Oh, how you fall. I used to love you so much, man. I just want to point it out. Just another dunk on Neil post. That's all we got, folks.
Are you telling me if I buy a property in Atlanta, Georgia, it's going to be beachfront soon?
Yeah.
Man.
I can't wait. All right. Shout out. Hey, folks, hit that like button. And if you're first time joining this channel, we appreciate you sticking around this long. We bring you live content 5 days a week, make content 7 days a week. Hit that like button on the way out. Don't cost you nothing. Peace.